Hi friends, it's Jay again in front of you all today. It's a fantastic day today and I reckon it's going good for you all too by the grace of God. God has given us another day and we need to make good use of it, right? So I'm here today to tell you about two things now, two differences. Those two differences are very subtle but that makes a whole lot of difference, right? So now, let's get on and check what are all the two differences between us and the native speakers, Get ready to listen to that. Well, those two differences are very subtle. The differences between us and the native speakers, right? It's very subtle. And so they left the language. It's their mother tongue. But our mother tongue is different, right? So we do not live with the language, but the native speakers, the Americans and the Brits, they live with the language. They use it always and all around the clock, And so it's a whole lot of practice for them, right, to use the language. But we use it whenever it's necessary, right? We don't use it all around the clock, right? We use our own mother tongue, to share feelings and thoughts and jokes, right? And that's one difference, We need to live with the language. If you want to get better with the language, you gotta live with it. Use it always. Now, that's one point here, Well, the second one, they love the language. The native speakers, they love the language, Whatever they do, like whether they listen to music or whether they see movies, whether they joke, they play pranks, whatever they do it with English, right? But whenever we watch movies or we listen to songs or we play pranks or when we tell jokes and all, we don't mostly use English, it's a second language sort of thing, right? So we try to do all that in our own mother tongue. Now from now onwards, what we can do is we can try and use the language English as the primary language. The more you use it, the more better you become, right? That's how it is. Practice makes man perfect. Now, it's not about talent, it's not about vocabulary, it's not about making nice sentences. Not to worry about it, right? The more you use it, you'll get better with the language, you'll get better with your syntax, your sentences, your vocabulary, everything will get enhanced. So with these 2 points in mind, I want you to use it well. I want you to implement these 2 in your language, Means I want you to love the language and I want you to live with the language. Don't just use it whenever it's necessary. Then we cannot grow the language, right? If you want to grow more and more, these 2 things are very, very vital, which is missing out on us, right? So that's what I'm doing. Lately, I'm trying to live with the language. I'm trying to love the language. So whatever I do, I'm trying to do it in English. Whether I talk, whether I sing, whether I ask questions, whether I answer anybody, I'm trying to use the language, even if they talk in any other language for that matter, right? It makes a whole lot of difference, So, keeping these 2 points in mind, I would like to tell, ta-da, bye-bye, cheers.